nation in Zion rise up strong. Babylon system done was strong. Ethiopia call me home. Africa love will guide us on. Jamaica sun so bright and free. Rasta chanting harmony.
You know the music, you know the distinctive rhythms, the unmistakable beat of liberation. But do you truly know the king? Do you know the movement that gave the war Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and a revolutionary philosophy? When most people hear Rastafari, they picture sun-drenched beaches, ganja smoke, and music festivals. But the truth is, Rastafari is far more than a cultural aesthetic. It is a socio-political and religious movement born out of profound struggle, a cry for justice from the heart of the diaspora. Today, we are looking into the true meaning of Rastafari. We will uncover the prophetic foundation laid by Marcus Garvey, the identity of the King, Emperor Haile Selassie I, the powerful theology of Zion and Babylon, and how this movement became a global voice for Pan-Africanism. Let's start where all the revolutions begin, with the prophecy. The early 20th century in Jamaica was defined by colonial oppression, crushing poverty, and a systematic erasure of African identity. Black people were at the very bottom of a brutal social hierarchy, desperately searching for a flicker of hope and self-worth. Into this despair stepped Marcus Garvey. Garvey, the founder of Universal Negro Improvement Association, preached a radical message of black pride, self-reliance, and the glorious destiny of Africa. He was a pioneer of global Pan-Africanism. Crucially, Garvey provided the spiritual fuel. Though he was eventually deported, he left behind a singular galvanizing prophecy. He told his followers, "Look to Africa, for there a black king shall be crowned, for the day of deliverance is at hand." When that prophecy came true, the Rastafari movement was born. Garvey prepared the ground. On November 2nd, 1930, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the prophecy was fulfilled. Rastafari, Makonnen, was crowned Emperor Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia. The news slowly reached the impoverished corners of Jamaica, and the faithful knew instantly this was their king. His titles confirmed it for them. He was proclaimed the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. These were the direct echoes of biblical prophecy found in the book of Revelation. He was the Messiah returned to earth. For Rastas, Ethiopia became the sacred homeland, Zion. It presented the continuity of black sovereignty, as it was the only African nation to successfully repel colonial invasion. It was a promised land, untouched by the hand of the oppressor. This is the core spiritual leap. Rastas do not merely admire Haile Selassie I as a historical leader. They believe he is the living manifestation of Jah, the shortened form of Jehovah. They view him as the second coming of Christ. He is not just an ancestor, he is a living God for the faithful. At its heart, Rastafari is a radical political movement based on the concept of Zion versus Babylon. Babylon is the system, the oppressive, corrupt Western colonial machine of capitalism, police, and government that enslaved their ancestors and kept them poor. Zion is Africa, freedom, and the natural life away from corruption. This ideology fuels their resistance. This rebellion is expressed through their levity or way of life, the Ital diet, vital, natural, vegetarian, free of chemicals, is a rejection of Babylon's processed food and toxins. Dreadlocks are more than a hairstyle. They are a symbol of the lion's mane. a vow of the Nazarites, and a visible commitment to their anti-establishment faith. And then there is the herb, ganja or marijuana. It's a sacrament for the Rasta. It is a wisdom weed used to meditate, reason, and achieve heightened spiritual clarity to connect with Jah. It is not recreation, it is ritual. This connection to Jah is why they use the phrase I and I, recognizing that the self and God are inseparable. While united by the King, the movement has different branches or mansions. The Inyabinghi are the oldest, focused on drumming and chanting. The Bobo Shanti focus on black redemption and a stricter life, while the 12 tribes of Israel are known for their calendar-based adherence and more liberal approach. But the message exploded globally through music. Early ska and rocksteady evolved into reggae, a revolutionary sound that perfectly captured the message of suffering, resistance, and African pride. Bob Marley wasn't the first Rasta, but he was the global ambassador. His voice made the fight against Babylon international. He sang about oppression, about Zion, about Selassie. This global momentum peaked in 1966 when Haile Selassie I himself visited Jamaica, greeted by a spiritual favor that remains a key date in Rasta history. In 1975, Haile Selassie I died. For many, this event should have shattered the movement, but for the Rasta faithful, the physical body was merely discarded. The spirit of Jah lives on. The Rastafari movement is an enduring blueprint for resistance and the decolonization of the mind. It took the shame of slavery and turned it into African pride. It took oppression and turned it into prophecy. It proved that a people can create their own history, their own spirituality, and their own king. The next time you hear a reggae beat, remember the depth of the message. Remember the king, the prophecy, and the struggle. What is a Babylon in your own life that the Rasta message inspires you to fight? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a like and subscribe to Uhuru Africa Time Walk for more untold stories of African Caribbean history.